Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And the question of today is, are you still consistently buying cryptocurrency? Like, have you bought Bitcoin this month or XRP? And are you still doing this systematically? Yes or no? Let us know in the comment section down below, and make sure you support the channel by pressing the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribing to get notifications every time I upload another interesting crypto news video. So today has actually been quite grand in terms of updates, prices not so much, but for example here we broke another record. Bitso notes all-time high liquidity in its XRP to Mexican peso payment corridor. I actually tweeted this out earlier as well because I saw it on another website as well. Daily Hold also said it. It comes from the Liquidity bot, which uploads or updates every time that we reach a new certain level. And actually, officially yesterday already, we hit it 36.4. So $36.5 million ish. I personally don't think the numbers matter too much. It's more so about the message and about the idea that we keep breaking records in this liquidity that we're all so waiting about. Are you a crypto noob? Here's how to catch up fast. Well, one of my personal things I will tell you to do is make sure you follow my second channel called 5 Minute Crypto. All right, if you're a complete crypto noob, maybe it's simple to watch some other videos out there first to get yourself acknowledged or get yourself, somewhere. But for just simple, easy, quick updates almost every day, for just 5 minutes and move on, the 5 Minute Crypto channel is really the best for that type of stuff. And if you're a crypto noob, most of the time you don't really want to spend that many hours of your day researching. I really recommend to just, get those quick updates. Also, I'm thinking about doing some more in-depth crypto videos on this channel where we just explain Bitcoin more in detail and blockchain and maybe how to get your own smart contract up and running and things like that. Maybe some more technicals, maybe even some trading tips. I've been learning a lot about that the last couple of years, so I think I have a fair share of knowledge that I can share, but I need you guys to put it down in the comment section down below what you want to learn about. So yeah, because I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Cryptocurrency market news: Bitcoin price unstoppable to 10,000 even as S&P 500 markets recover. Now, there's a big piece of speculation that's still kind of unknown, and that is really the piece of what the correlation is going to be between Bitcoin and the S&P 500 once we're out of this quote-unquote pandemic that we're in. Like, for example, we've thought for a very long time that there was an inverse correlation, or like a most spectacular -1 correlation between S&P 500, for example, and traditional stocks, and Bitcoin. Because, if stocks really do good, you would not really expect people to buy Bitcoin. And if stocks really do bad, you would think people would buy Bitcoin because, it's kind of contra. Bitcoin is really against the system. So if the system does good, well, you're not going to bet against it. And if it does bad, you're going to bet against it. You guys get me, I think. However, in this crisis, we noticed Bitcoin is not inversely correlated. It's actually quite correlated, actually. And there's kind of a question of what's going to happen soon. And also, yeah, there's still a lot of people who, I guess, theorize or speculate that the S&P 500 is not going to be a catalyst for Bitcoin. And it's also, some are saying that the S&P 500, whatever they do, Bitcoin is not going to be mirroring it, and Bitcoin can go on its own and whatever. I've seen a lot of different analysis come by, a lot of different theories. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin is really in touch, has a big correlation to it, and most likely, if it were to make a big fall, Bitcoin would do so as well. And if it were to go up, like maybe today now, Bitcoin will most likely see the joy as well. However, we're talking with margins here, all right? Since the correlation is not perfect, if the S&P goes up by, for example, 1%, it doesn't mean Bitcoin has to go up by 1% or has to go up at all, but there's a higher chance that it would. Sharp U.S. futures recovery hints Bitcoin will retest 10K this week. Spot Bitcoin price was up 1% as the U.S. futures recovered sharply on Sunday evening. The S&P 500 mini had opened lower amid uncertainty about the effect of riots in major U.S. cities. Bitcoin laggingly tailed the futures to fall below 9,400, but rebounded as risk sentiment restored. its next price target is $10,000. So yes, that's another little piece of the pie, whatever you want to call it. It's another little cherry on top of the pie, I should say. These riots in the US are not being too good for the economy, especially now for consumer faith, especially now for faith in your government, and all that combined normally doesn't translate that well into stocks, at least local stocks and local companies and all the companies involved. But also what it does, at least most of the time, is hurt. Is hurt Bitcoin a little bit in sense of how many people go invest. It kind of depends on the rest of the situation. It just depends a little bit. But also on the contrary, it can help Bitcoin, right? And it might be kind of contradictory what I'm saying right now because you might not get it completely. It actually does lower people buying Bitcoin because it's like a kind of a move of panic where people are like, I don't want to invest, I don't want to buy anything. I'm really, wondering if I'm going to still have a house soon. So, since people are panicking, they don't really buy into Bitcoin. On the contrary, since people are panicking, people buy into Bitcoin, right? Because it's anti-government, anti-everything, so people buy into it. It's more so like people don't really invest much because of all this stuff. But if they do invest, they would buy into Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys get that a little bit. And that's also not really what it says right here. There was actually, this little story says a little bit differently. There was more fear because of all these riots that a lot would go wrong. I've actually personally overestimated what could go wrong. It didn't actually go as bad as I expected. As you can see, spot Bitcoin price was actually up 1% in the US futures. But yeah, there was a lot of uncertainty at first because of all these riots and stuff. Hoskinson rejoices Cardano's 10th position, with Eminem says, I'm back, as new testnet pioneers come in. So Cardano has actually been putting up a lot of progress recently here. They're putting in a lot more effort than I've seen them do ever, and that's a lie because I know they're working very, very hard all the time. It's just, they've become so much more vocal right now in the last couple of days or last couple of weeks that it just looks like a world of difference. It looks like they've really kind of gotten out of their cave. It kind of looks like that because I think they've turned on the marketing jets. I don't know if they did, but it's kind of looking like it. They've got a 40% or so increase in articles. They've got such a huge increase in presence. Kind of makes me wonder, if they did something about this or if it's all just a coincidence and they're really just doing good because of something out of the ordinary. I don't really know. By the way, Justin Sun for Tron also has a great announcement planned. And VeChain, yeah, people are always bullish about VeChain, so I don't really know if I have anything else to say on that note. People are always, always, always positive on VeChain. Because, they're also supply chain, right? And supply chain, even in crisis, it's always necessary. It will always do good. Ethereum's price rush may be running out of steam. So Ethereum did pretty good over the last couple of days. It actually took the markets head on with, I think, one of the best gainers out there. And yeah, a lot of people said Ethereum might be the next coin or the next coin to start a run. But it already steamed out a little bit. It's only plus 1.5% right now. So I think that's already kind of cleared up. Bitcoin failed as a safe haven during CV-19 pandemic because of market manipulation. Research. So basically, one of the things I've also stated before, Bitcoin can and will be used as a safe haven just like gold, and it's a matter of time before people really accept it. However, like we've seen now, it's not the time quite yet. People are too uncertain, people are too afraid, it's not working just quite yet. But trust me, I'm almost certain of it, even though this is not financial advice. Eventually, people will turn on the switch inside their heads and they'll massively hoard Bitcoin because it's something everybody kind of wants. Everybody wants to have it. Everybody wants the chance to be able to, hold it. And there's a limited amount of coins, right? Eventually, people will notice the dollar is kind of a strange currency because people can just keep printing more and more and more. And as time goes on, you'll always need more dollars to get, a certain amount of goods. And with Bitcoin, supposedly, it's going to be less and less and less of something that you're going to be needing. And yeah, that theory and that thought is what keeps a lot of people on edge. All right. Only an idiot will believe my $1 million Bitcoin prediction, John McAfee explains. So, John McAfee has once again said that his prediction of Bitcoin reaching $1 million by the end of 2020 was a joke. In fact, he also said that only an idiot will believe such nonsense. Now, personally, I think he's just backtracking a little bit. He said it in all faith because it was a good bet. and it could have done really good for him. However, since everything kind of hit the fan and nothing did that well and that crazy, yeah, I think he's pulling back a little bit. Right? He said that in 2017 while everything was looking so bloomy, and I don't think it was a joke, but that's my personal opinion. We don't know. Historic SpaceX launch visible in Ethereum based VR world. Now, this to me was so interesting because I never heard about this. Decentraland users watched SpaceX send two humans up to the space station on May 30th from the virtual reality world's auditorium. I didn't know this was possible just like that. That's just really, really crazy. I mean, I knew the VR was something, but I didn't know they integrated things like that. That's interesting. you know, that's to me is really, really cool. So all these people got their quote unquote front row seats because, of course, in virtual reality, it looks like you're really watching, right? So that's to me really, really cool. That's something really, really, really crazy in my opinion. This isn't the first time inhabitants of the VR world, over 12,000 as of February 2020, have had unconventional access to major events. When many countries were still in lockdown over the CV pandemic, Decentraland virtually hosted the annual CoinFest conference in March. Prior to its launch in February, the platform raised $1 million during its ICO in 2017, allowing users to buy virtual parcels of land with the platform's currency, Mana. The token recently came in second on Cointelegraph's list of 5 most expensive non-fungible tokens of 2019. Now, back in that time, I actually was really involved with the project, but I don't know, I skipped out in a very, very long time ago since it's not really my cup of tea. Bitmain adds N-Miner T19 to its top ASIC lineup. The firm will start ship the new miner later this month. It's basically pretty simple, but it's pretty damn cool as well what they're doing right now. So to me, that's pretty damn insane. And Bitcoin has no utility. That's also to me pretty damn cool to see as well.